Hey everyone, PKBoo357 here. This probably won't get uploaded to the actual YouTube for a little while. So once you guys see this, I've been here over a month in Las Vegas, and yeah, I'm not able to do all the fun hobbies and polymer clay stuff and crafting that I want to. So right now I'm limited to what I'm able to do. So this video is going to be about things that I'm baking with my daiso molds. Yes, the ones I got in Seattle, if you guys watched my hauls. So I just wanted to try to make a couple videos of things that are going on so that I wasn't away for too long. So let's get started. This is the double layer cake mold, and as you can see, it has detailing on it, and it's not too big. There's my hand cover. Fits on my hand a little bit. Yep. So there's that, and this goes with it, and I'll talk about that in a second. And this is the bunny mold that's also popular. And this first picture that you saw is not a chocolate and vanilla cake. It is actually a burnt microwave cake. Let me grab a knife so I can show you. Hard as a rock. Yes. So I've been doing some experimenting. Making cake is not a big thing. It's not difficult, but doing it right from a microwave is a little difficult. So other people have been showing kind of how they've been doing it and how they've been decorating it. I'm going to tell you what I learned because that's what I like to do. So this was the very first one I tried, and let me grab the packaging over here. Made a big mess of the kitchen doing this, but it was a lot of fun. So I used Pillsbury Moist Supreme Classic Yellow. I love yellow cake, and I know it's lame, but I like box cake too because that's all my dad ever made, and yeah, it's yummy. So I use this, follow the directions, 3 eggs. I actually used milk because I like using milk, butter, and oil. And then I oiled my molds as well. And this one was the first one. It came out overcooked. And yeah, that's about it. Overcooked. So it's not delicious at all. I tried it a little bit. Here's what it looks like before I cut into it to see what it looked like inside. And as you can see, the top layer came out almost perfect. And I am going to explain that later. So, yuck. I'm going to throw that in the trash. And here are some of my more better ones. So as you can see, they came out really soft and plushy. They're actually very tasty for microwave cakes if you do it right. If you overcook them, they'll turn out like this. Or they'll turn out perfect like this, but they'll have, like, when they set... Okay, let me start that sentence over. When you take things out of the microwave or oven, they continue to cook a little bit. So you need to take it out when it looks a little wet. This one looks perfect. As you can see here, looks good. And it's a little soft on this side, but I did overcook it a little, so it's a little stiff. And then here's the little bunny nose. I didn't do any decorating because I don't have everything I need. Again, I'm very limited on what I'm able to do. Here's a little, there you go, profile. You can see the nose and mouth a little better. This could be a bear too if you reshape the ears, and they have molds for it at Daiso. And then here are the ears. Came out, as you can see, if you look at the texture, actually I had to cut it with a serrated knife at the bottom because it will always overflow no matter what you do. The cake mix has a rising agent, so that's what's going to happen. But if you look here, there you go. It's a little porous, but it's still very spongy. So when you cook these in the microwave, this cake mix, it's actually going to come out a little bit like sweet sponge cake, which is still tasty, I think. So yeah, so that was the bunny mold that I overcooked just a little. Still tasty, but it's gonna, because when it's still cooking after you've taken it out of the microwave, it's gonna get a little hard. These cakes came out near perfect. I took them out semi-wet, and they continued to cook, and they're still got this, like, I mean, if you think of squishies, it's got that quick bounce back. It's really soft. It's, yeah. The texture makes me think it tastes good, and the taste, actually, it tastes good. So here's the 2 cakes that I made. Let's get some light on these guys. And as you can see, in the other videos they tell you to really like drop them so that you get the air bubbles out, and the mold, you should do that to the mold too. Really good advice. So it gets most of the air bubbles out. You can't get all of them out. And it takes the details well, as you can see here. But it falls a little. And I was watching one video, and I forget the name, but they kept wondering why their cakes were falling, and I'm like, I don't get it either. You know, my first one came out perfect. It's a nice, you know, followed with the mold, but these ones fell. I found out that's what this stopper is for. When you put the batter in, and you really should only put it in maybe up to here. I didn't see a line. Someone said there was a line, but there wasn't. So fill up the bottom, fill this up maybe a third, do the little air bubble shake, and let it sit for a second, and then while the batter is still wet before you cook it, put this in there on top, just gently. And just by doing that, and make sure you have it up like this, because this is to hold. This is a holder, so you put it in flat side down. And when you do that, somehow it puts pressure so that the batter, because the batter wants to rise out of this mold, so it's always trying to create air pockets, and if you do that, it won't leave those air pockets, which is why this one came out so much better. As you can see here, this is so cute. Yeah, so it doesn't come out perfect. I mean, it is a microwave cake, but it didn't empty or collapse. It didn't collapse like this one. It stayed pretty far up. I think maybe I missed a little bit of batter in there or something. I'm not sure. But once you put the frosting on, it looks really cute. And I will do that at some point. Today's more informative than glamorous. Yes. So that is my tip. Make sure you use this. Shake out the air bubbles and then put this on top. Like I said, it's always going to overflow, but just take a serrated knife. There's one with teeth. And slice away. And it'll look rough on the bottom. There you go. But still tasty. I swear, these are really tasty. Sponge cake texture, sweet. Yes, so that's what I wanted to tell you about that. What I wanted to tell you about cook times. For something as deep as this, microwaves cook faster and a lot different from ovens. I'm sure most of you guys know. So for this deep one, all the ones I was experimenting on, it looks like this one should be in the microwave on regular. You don't need to put it on high or anything. About 2 minutes and 15 seconds. If you do that, it'll do the overflow thing. You serrate it. It'll look a little wet. It comes out of the mold really easy, especially if you put a little bit of oil. And yeah, you'll get this soft, delicious yellow cake. Yeah. Any longer, and it'll get like this crusty feel, like this one has. You can't really tell, but it's a lot crustier than this one. This one has a nice soft spongy texture. You can kind of see that. See how I'm like poking at it and it kind of has a little give. This one, it's just like almost like a soft cookie. So that's that. I'm still going to decorate that and use that. So yeah, 2 minutes 15 seconds with the little guy on so that it doesn't collapse. And then this one, I believe, took 1 minute and 30 seconds. 1 minute 30 on regular, not high. And again, it will overflow and you'll just need to serrate it off, decorate it. So yeah, this was definitely just an experiment because I had a day off of work and I'm bored and I was like, I need to do some crafting. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you're wondering what I'm going to do with all these little cakes, I probably am going to crumble them up and make them into cake truffles, because that is actually how you make cake truffles, is crumbled cake, frosting, and then dip them in chocolate. I already have a little bit over here. Oh, 1 second. So I had the serrated stuff that I took off is in here. It's quite delicious. And I'll probably crumble all the messed up ones. That one's going in the trash. And I'm going to decorate this one just for fun. And I'll probably decorate that one for fun. But the other two I am most likely going to crumble into cake truffles. So let me see. I told you about the molds, the timing I used, what I do with the leftovers. There was something else I was going to tell you guys.